So you want to unlock the real power of AI? Well, we're not just going to talk about prompt engineering today. We're going to completely flip how you think about it. Because the secret, it turns out, isn't just in what you ask, but how you ask. And by the end of this, you'll see exactly why treating AI like a brilliant but kind of clueless intern, and not like Google, is the absolute key to getting incredible results. I'm going to say that one more time because it is the root of so much frustration. Stop talking to AI like it's a search engine. Come on, you know what I mean. If you've ever typed a few words into ChatGPT and gotten back a generic, bland, or just plain useless answer, yeah, that's it. The problem isn't the AI. It's that we're using a 21st century tool with a 20th century mindset. Now, at a quick glance, these two approaches look almost the same, right? On the left, you've got your typical search query. On the right, a basic AI prompt. But the thinking behind them leads to wildly different places. See, search engine thinking is all about finding information that's already out there. The AI habit, though, that's about creating something brand new. And that, right there, is what prompt engineering is all about. It's the skill of crafting super clear instructions to guide an AI. And that word, guide, is so important. It's not find. A search engine finds a web page. An LLM, a large language model, takes your prompt and generates a totally new response based on all the patterns it's learned. It's a communication skill, you see, not a search skill. Okay, this right here, this is the mental shift that changes everything. A search engine is really just a fancy keyword matching machine. But an AI is trying to figure out your intent. What are you actually trying to do here? The more clearly you can communicate your goal, the better the AI can actually help you get there. So let's land on the single most powerful metaphor for getting this right. Forget the search engine. From now on, I want you to think of your AI as a hyper-competent, specialized intern. This intern is brilliant, works crazy fast, but has absolutely zero context about you or what you're working on. You wouldn't just walk up to a new intern and bark marketing ideas, right? Of course not. You'd give them a role, some background info, and a really clear task. We've got to give AI the same courtesy. And the best part is, you have a whole team of these interns ready to go. Need to analyze market trends? Boom, you've got a financial analyst intern. Need to write some code? Call up your Python programmer intern. You can even ask it to be a stand-up comedian to punch up a script, or a Socratic philosopher to help you think through a tough problem. You get to define the specialty. So, how do you properly brief this new intern? Well, it really just boils down to 4 key things. First, give it a role. Who are you? Second, define the audience. Who is this for? Third, specify the task. What exactly do I need you to do? And finally, you set the constraints. What should you avoid? Or what absolutely has to be in here? Let's watch this play out. We start with that basic search engine prompt, blog post about personal finance. The result? Probably something boring you've read a million times. We can improve it by adding some specifics, which is better but still kinda meh. But now, look at that advanced prompt. We assign a role, financial expert, we define an audience, Gen Z readers, and we add a critical constraint, avoiding the obvious tips. Now you're not just throwing keywords at it, you're giving clear, actionable instructions. And look, this whole intern framework isn't just for creative stuff like writing, it's just as powerful for really technical work. So, for example, instead of hiring a writer, let's brief our data science intern. Our goal? Let's visualize some financial data using the Python programming language. So you brief your Python programmer intern with total clarity. You tell it the data you're working with, you specify the exact chart you want, in this case a bar plot, and you ask for the code. And because those instructions were crystal clear, it produces a clean, accurate, ready-to-use script, just like a great intern would. And bam! Here's the beautiful result. You run that code, and you get this perfectly formatted chart of monthly expenses. It's a straight line, a brilliant prompt leads to a brilliant output. The quality of your instructions directly determines the quality of the final product. All right, so now that you know how to brief your AI intern, let's quickly cover a few common traps to avoid. Trust me, dodging these will save you a world of time and a whole lot of frustration. Okay, listen up, because this is probably the single most important trap to avoid. Your AI intern is a genius, but it's been living in a library with no internet access since a specific date. It is not browsing the live current web. That means it can't give you last night's game score, the current stock price, or comment on news that just broke. You have to remember that knowledge cutoff. Next, you've got to resist the urge to get clever with old Google search tricks, using plus signs or special keywords. These models were trained on trillions of words of natural human language, like how we actually talk.
The most effective way to communicate is to just talk to it. Use full descriptive sentences, just like you were emailing a real colleague. That's the language it speaks best.
And finally, a few really important ground rules. An AI can sometimes make mistakes or even hallucinate facts, basically just make stuff up. So you should always fact check any important stats or claims it gives you. And please, be cautious. It's an amazing tool, but it's not a doctor, it's not a lawyer, and it's not your certified financial advisor. Don't use it as your single source of truth for the big stuff. Okay, your turn to practice. I want you to hit pause in a moment and actually try this. Think of a real complex task from your job. Now, write a 3-sentence instruction for it. But don't write it for an AI. Write it for a smart, new human colleague you just hired. That is the heart of a great prompt. So, the big takeaway here is this. Stop searching and start directing. The moment you shift your mindset from finding keywords to giving clear instructions, you change the entire game. That's the difference between getting frustrated and getting fantastic results. The real question is, are you ready to stop searching and start engineering? Let us know in the comments.